G'day, my name's Simon. I've also been called Captain Australia and one or two other things from time to time. I am walking from Brisbane to Melbourne and I'm doing it in the service of a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. As part of Captain Australia's big walk, from time to time I am stuck doing these horrible, evil things called Daily Donor Dares of Doom. So right now, this is the Daily Donor Dare of Doom. Walk backward for 200 metres. Now I've done this one before. It was actually to walk backwards for an hour, and I was on the beach and I tripped and fell on my bottom. But 200 metres is a lot easier, thankfully, and I've got the selfie stick here to show me where I'm going, so let's just get started. I don't know if you can tell. Oops. Selfie stick started to give up. There we go. Now, I don't know how to precisely calculate the 200 metres, so we'll just sort of wing it. Go for what feels like 200 metres. That's about 10 steps there. So I reckon a few thousand steps should do it. Uses a whole set of different muscles to walk normally. This is a bike path, so well, it's not just a bike, it's a bike and pedestrian path. So hopefully nobody gets too annoyed at me. So Daily Donor Dare of Doom. Walk backwards for 200 metres, Captain Australia. Do it, you monkey! Do it now! Alright, I'm doing it. Oh dear. There we go. We can sort of see the thing behind me. If I turn you that way, there we go. Now I can tell if a cyclist is going to come and run up my butt. Daily Donor Dares of Doom. Diddly 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 dee. Walking backwards. Oh, we got a comment. Let's check the comment. Chelsea, Woodskills, Richardson, Kenmore. Okay, well, Kenmore's where I live. Walking backwards. So this was a $200 very generous donation. I've just spent a half hour going through all the donations that came in after the project story. Let's tilt that at a better angle so we can see what's going on behind me. Yeah, and I'm barely through them all. So it's wonderful. Thank you for your kind support of the very important charity, the Kids Cancer Project. At the end of the day, I'll do any old thing for that. I just don't want to be mean to people or groups. It's my only limitation. You can be as mean as you want to me. That's the whole idea, really. They're not called Daily Donor Dares of Cuddles, are they? So, you know, the more inventive your dare, good on ya. So we'll say this is about 50 metres, because I got this, I can see where I started. Okie dokie, walking backwards like an old fool. Why didn't I just walk forwards and play it in reverse? I don't know. I'm just not clever enough to cheat, really. I did joke with the guy that runs the Kids Cancer Project that if he could hunch over, put on a fake beard, we could dress him up as Captain Australia and I could tap out, you know. They're the ones getting all the bloody money. But no, I am on my quest, and part of it's for me, purely for me. I said in the interviews that I want to save even just one life. And there's the idea of that saying, that old saying, save but one life and you save the world entire. But I had a moment of realization today. I have saved a life already. My own. Every dimension that matters as a human being. Love, faith, hope, wisdom, all of that. So I've been working to save a life. Does that mean we get to save the world? That's the idea of it. Kindness propagates. me doing a single little act of kindness. I don't know if you saw it, a message from this donor, Eden. So I used to do Captain Australia stuff. Created it in 2007, and then through until about 2011, over a few years, I'd dress up as Captain Australia. I'd go out in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and it was shits and giggles, sorry for swearing. I didn't know what I was doing or what it was for. The whole idea was that I could just do acts of kindness, that I could say, look, we can all be decent, honourable, true. Comic book values shouldn't be just for comic books. But I think most people just thought that I thought I was Batman. You know what I mean? This crazy old fellow who thinks he's Batman. That wasn't it. And anyway, I bought this guy, Eden, his name is, lives in Parramatta. He was a young apprentice at the time, and he wrote to me, he said, Captain Australia, my bike's been stolen at Parramatta train station. What are you going to do about it? So I went there, I went to Parramatta, and I met him, and I said, mate, the likelihood of finding the person who stole your bike is pretty small. The likelihood of convincing them to give it back, I don't know. If we found them, it's possible. But what I can do, and I can do it right away, is take away your loss. So I went and I bought him a new bike. He seemed straight up. He could have just been playing a game or scamming or whatever, but I didn't care. I just wanted to do a kind thing, a righteous thing. So we went to this bike shop in Parramatta. That's about 200 metres, isn't it? No, we'll say that's 100. Keep going. Still walking backwards. Daily Donor Dare of Doom. Walk backwards, Captain Australia. Last time I did this, I fell on my bottom. Yeah, this guy Eden, so we went to a bike shop in Parramatta, and I bought this guy, a young apprentice fitter and turner or something like that. I bought him a new bike. He was happy and he rode off into the sunset, and that was it. Never expected to hear from him again, but I did last night. We'll go reading through the donations that have come in, because I have to go through every single one to look for these Daily Donor Dares of Doom. And they all have such lovely messages too. Anyway, there's one from Eden. And the words, I posted it so you can see the words, but they're basically, Captain Australia, more than 10 years ago you helped me. You bought me a bike, which allowed me to keep my job. Because I kept my job, my life stayed on track. Because my life stayed on track, I had a daughter. And I thank you for that. Please take this small donation. It's not much, it's all I can afford. I wish I could do more. Thank you, Captain Australia, he said. But the idea that that act of kindness helped somebody become a father, and he sounds like a pretty good father. I take great delight in that. Anyway, that version of Captain Australia, I didn't know what he was for. This version is to save my life. And maybe there is truth in that. Save but one life and you save the world entire. I bought Eden a bike. It took away a darkness from the evil bugger who stole his bike. And that allowed him to go on into a slightly brighter life. And he brought in a lovely child into the world, you know? So maybe with our acts of kindness we do. They propagate and we save the world entire. Not mental, mate. I just got the weirdest look. Weirdest look from this young fella driving past. And me, I have to say, not mental, mate. I should just say, I am mental, mate. I think we're getting to 200 metres, really. Keep going for a bit longer. Something coming up here. What's that? All clear. So this is the Daily Donor Dare of Doom, honouring a donor who donated $200 and wanted me to walk backwards for 1 metre for every dollar donated. So I reckon, based on where I've come from and the long rambling talk, we've done it. So where are we? Let's have a little quick catch up. That was a Daily Donor Dare of Doom, walk 200 metres. We are near a little bit of a swamp thing here, a little bit of a river, and a path which is going to go to a place called, I think, Shell Harbour.
and another place called Kiama or Kembla, and then Nowra. So I'm following a beach road to Nowra, and then from there I'm afraid I have to go in and follow the motorway for a bit. And onward and upward, or rather southward, to Melbourne. So this is Captain Australia's Big Walk, and what is it about? It's about saving the bloody world. All the best.